Okay, what is your perspective on happiness?
I think that happiness is something that you make for yourself. It's an internal thing that. What up? No, it's an internal thing. You have to make sure that you look at the little things in life and not just the big ones. It's the small details that can make you really happy.
Have you ever thought about your happiness or happiness in general?
I think about my happiness quite a bit actually because my faith is very important to me. And so I find joy in knowing that I am loved. And happiness is also a daily thing where I'm just glad to have what I have each day. And I am happy to be blessed in the ways that I am.
What are some key components to your happiness?
I think that having a positive outlook on life is very important. Am I not supposed to look at it? Having a positive outlook on life is very important. And like I was saying, is the little things, you have to make sure that those make you happy. Like the fact that I found this bracelet in green made me happy. Or the fact that we got to go swimming today made me happy. I don't look at the big things and get disappointed by that. I look at the little things and let those build up.
What brings you the most happiness?
The relationships that I have with other people.
Like what kinds?
Having really solid friendships and going deeper than just surface level and actually making a connection with people, as well as spending time with others. It doesn't need to be something big and extravagant. We don't need to go to an amusement park or do something super fancy, but just spending time with people. I'm just as happy sitting down and watching a movie and having good company.
Was there ever a point where you weren't happy? If yes, what changed?
I mean, there's always points where happiness can dwindle, but then you have to put things in perspective. And yes, something might be pressing at that one point in time, but when you look at it as the big picture and the big scheme of things, you're like, wait, why am I letting this bring me down? Overall, I'm a very lucky person. I'm blessed with a lot. I have good friends. I have good family. I should be happy with what I have.
What are some techniques you use when facing different trials?
I like to take a step back and look at all the good things that I have had and just realize that one bad thing doesn't mean that I should be unhappy because of all the people that surround me and how much that I already do have, that not everything will go as planned, but that's okay.
What is your perspective on temporary happiness?
Temporary happiness, I mean, I see a lot of people that are temporarily happy or finding happiness in the wrong places.
Like what?
When people are solely searching for happiness in money or in other sources like alcohol or other things, they find that temporary happiness that just lasts a brief amount of time. Or they find it in beauty, which is fleeting. Or they find it in money, which can go away like that. It's the happiness that we make through the experiences and through the people around us that actually matters, and the joy that is brought for me through my faith.
Do you feel that happiness is a constant conscious effort?
I wouldn't say that it's necessarily conscious anymore. Uh, it can take a lot to think about being happy, but the more you do it, the easier it is. And so I grew up and with my dad constantly saying, "Hey, let's not look at it this way. Let's look at it in a positive light, and what can we learn from this?" Or, "Yes, this happened, but look at all these good things that came from it as well, not just that one bad thing." And so having that mindset and switching it so that you look at the good and not the bad uh, is a constant thing, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily conscious all time at all times.
How long have you been happy or been living a happy life? A life of happiness. Whatever way.
I would say for a long time. I don't have a set amount of time, but for years, because I was brought up looking at the good. Like, I've had some really interesting life circumstances, but I've been raised and I've been conditioned to look at the happy instead of the sad in that.
What is some advice you would give to someone seeking a life of happiness?
That it's all about perspective. You can look at all of the negative things that surround a circumstance, or you can look at the positive, and it's truthfully up to you to look at that. And then the other big thing is that, me personally, I know that I find joy through my faith, despite the circumstance, because of what I believe, and that brings me joy and happiness.
Well, thank you for letting me interview.
You're welcome. Hey!